Okay. I think I fixed it. If there's anyone in chat who can say something just so I'm making sure that you guys are picking up the feed and it's not being weird, that'd be great. Okay. So, basically what I wanted to do with Devil May Cry was apparently only if you get the deluxe edition you gain access to live action versions of all the cutscenes, basically when they're still like in the process of like playing out how they're choreographing the scene basically. So there's very cheap effects and shortcuts for their representations of certain characters and stuff like that, and it's very funny. And I wanted to do a playthrough where all the cutscenes were replaced with those, but apparently you need to buy the deluxe edition or upgrade your standard copy to deluxe in order to get it. So I can't do that. So unfortunately, you guys will have to look them up online. All right.
Dante.
Hey, Dark Riding. Pretty good. How about you? Well, aren't you just the spitting image of adorableness? I don't even remember the controls. It's been that long. You're good? That's happy to hear that. Hot. Indeed. Alright.
V. I trust you.
So, technically I'm playing this at a New Game Plus, because the first two difficulties are actually really easy. Like, normal difficulty in Devil May Cry 3 is harder than Devil May Cry 5's normal difficulty. In fact, it's harder than, I would say, both of the initial difficulty settings you get for DMC5.
We're coming.
Ah, oh, damn it. I failed the timing on that. I'm actually doing this on, I think it's Son of Sparta difficulty, which is the difficulty you unlock upon completion of the game. There we go. I got an A. I'll take it. I don't really care much for my ranking.
Hey, thought you took off.
Do you not understand? We cannot hope to do this without you.
That's all right, superstar. Go on with your bad stuff. Go ahead. We got this.
It is. Well, it's also just that it's nice that they made it so that he's just... so that they didn't keep him with the long hair, because it's like the only one who needs long hair is Dante, honestly. That's his trademark. Give everyone else a different appearance. Nothing over there? Okay.
Hold on, Dante.
One of the things I still think is really cool about this is that if you're in a level where another playable character is in, someone else is actually playing it.
Looks like this won't be a total waste of time after all. Hey,
And also, there's an achievement for this boss fight,
teach you it's not nice
for this sequence. It's if you manage to actually beat Urizen.
Sorry, Dante.
Dante's hair in this reminds me a lot of Matthew Mercer.
I'm back in this bitch.
Interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get the alternate ending thing against Urizen. I'll try. Already, just from looking, I'm close to shattering the crystal. There's where I get beat. But it is possible to beat Urizen here. And it basically just cuts straight to the credits and you get an achievement for it. But he is very tough.
This is it! This is the end! It's all over!
Round 2.
Get her out of here! This is a bad move!
I can still fight!
Go! You're just dead weight!
Back up! Come on! Let go! We must leave here. You're far stronger than we ever could have imagined. Bastard called me deadweight, but he come all this way for nothing.
What if you did it on your first playthrough? That would seem like the most disappointing $60 ever. See, I feel like no one would be able to do it on their first playthrough because when you first play through the game, you've got almost no health. You don't have access to a plot power that Nero gets. You don't have access to your devil arms. You're like bare bones, and you don't know what Urizen can do. And he hits hard too. So I mean, but everybody had to fight him on the easiest difficulty, and the achievement is literally just to beat him. It doesn't have to be on any set difficulty. So who knows? Maybe he's easier. It's easier to achieve on the easiest difficulty. But if someone managed to beat Urizen on their first try in the tutorial, on their very first playthrough, props to them. But I find it really hard to accomplish something like that. But some DMC players are next level. Yeah, but that's because they know what they're fighting. When you encounter a monster for the first time, DMC players aren't going to be able to just... Not to mention the gimmick with Urizen is that you have to shatter the crystal before you can actually damage Urizen himself. And that crystal takes a lot of punishment. Hey Aaron, welcome to the stream.
It doesn't look good.
This can't be happening. Dante lost.
Forget it. There's nothing we can do. We must go.
Not to mention, on your very first playthrough, all you've got is your sorting gun. So you're doing, like, bare minimal stuff. Seems legit. I'll rate him as stylish, why not? Oh, me? I'm doing good. I kind of wish I was still playing Persona 5, but it's like with Persona 5 R, I might as well just wait. So that's why I put Persona 3 FES down, is because I can borrow Persona 3 FES off of a friend of mine. And I can stream that instead.
Redgrave and its surrounding cities have ceased to function as a result of a mysterious tree that apparently
Nico, one of the best characters.
Red Grave is completely taken over. Let us pray for mercy. This is a trial from the heavens above.
Same crap, different day. So, tell me,
Tell you what,
how does it feel to be rescuing the guy that killed your father?
hey, I'm glad we're getting personal. Well, he abandoned my mother and I and left us for dead. I feel nothing.
Well, he's not exactly going up for Father of the Year award now, is he?
His research wasn't half bad. Came in handy. Mildly thank you for that.
You have to do that in here. It already smells like ass.
That's you.
Alright, time for one of the best game opening intros ever.
Hey, Nico?
Don't lose your tics. I see him.
Hey, you have to hit every single bump in the road? Gonna ruin my groove.
Intro scene is kind of... Shut up, Dark. Freaking spoil sport. Troy's a kick-ass intro. Not very unrealistic. 1 out of 10. No kidding, man. We're playing a game involving demons. This game does not promote smoking or the use of cigarettes. I love the fact that they threw that in, like, right at the end. 6, my God, 00099. Yeah. How's that working out for you?
What's happening? What's going on?
Oh, man. Literally, without a doubt, my favorite thing about Nico is what she does with that van. Thank God they put that in there, otherwise I would have went and smoked 40 a day.
You look like you need a hug.
I mean, wouldn't you if you could do cool shit like Nico did?
Hey, you're gonna get yourself killed!
Don't crap yourself. He likes to kill demon things. Let him do his thing.
You hear what I said? you dumb one-armed son of a bitch! You're gonna die!
Cheer up, crew cut. You taking notes? All right. Time to kick some ass.
I mean, smoking isn't cool. But it does tend to make a lot of characters cooler. Yes, indeed it does. I mean, just take a look at Snake. He looks awesome with a cigarette. And I remember during the install screen for Metal Gear Solid 4, it would show Snake just smoking a cigar. And every now and then they'd put tips and like random info during the loading screen, and then occasionally they would just slip in a we do not promote smoking. Imagine him with a vape. Would he be half? It wouldn't be half as cool. Yeah, no. If anything, I'd actually find it annoying. Regular people vaping, I'm like, whatever. I feel as if it's something that I really don't need to see in a video game, though. It feels like I'd actually be annoyed with the character if that's what they did.
Functioning arm to kick demon ass. Hey, Psycho! Watch the merchandise!
Hey, stop bitching and take cover. Really getting the hang of this new toy.
Wow, that was actually kind of cool what I got to do there. Oh, that's cool! I never turned around to see the... Poor guy. He just gets thrown over the banister. Oh, shit. It's these things. Okay, I gotta be very careful. When they glow purple like that, you need to get out of their way. I think people who vape when they have never smoked are kind of stupid. I mean, that's just it. It became a trend when it was actually designed to be a fix for those who were smoking. And I mean, honestly, it's like it seems like the world is having trouble deciding whether or not they're good or not, for like whether vaping is okay or if it's not. Because like now I'm seeing people who are like basically promoting don't vape and stuff like that and all that jazz. It basically just became the next cigarette, but I don't know. It just seems like the world just can't make up its mind what's bad for you and what. Someone makes an alternative, and automatically people don't want that alternative to become a thing anymore, and I don't know. It's confusing. My school has banned vaping. Well, I'm not surprised because it's become incredibly obnoxious now, because the thing is that people are like, hey, now I can smoke without smoking. And it's perfectly fine, because all it is steam. And it's like, well, it's still, you're still obnoxiously using it in locations where people don't want it in their face, and you're still blowing it in their face. Of course, that's not true for all vapors. There's a lot where they, you know, they only vape where it's necessary. They don't get in your face about it or anything like that, or any of that jazz. So I give them props, because I actually know a few who vape, and, you know, they're perfectly fine people. Actually really good friends, so... A rare specimen. Where'd the other one go? Get back here. Oh, did it get away? Ah, damn it. I missed an opportunity. Yeah, last year during gym, all people do is vape in the gym lockers, and I had to hold my breath every time. Well, see, that's just it, though, is that vapes aren't... I honestly think vapes are just fine. I don't mind breathing them in, mainly just because of the fact that, one, they actually smell freaking nice. And it's not like it's poisoning me in any way. You know? If anything, it's like... It's worse if they were actually smoking. In my opinion. I do have the opinion that if you want to smoke, go ahead and smoke. Your business is your business. Just don't be obnoxious with it. So, if you're going to
leave this here? Sweet.
smoke in my face, I'm going to be a little annoyed. I'll admit. Ah, shot of its butt. Frontline freak show. Sounds right. That's true. Kids shouldn't be using them. Because that's just it. They're designed to be alternatives for those who smoke. So, of course, they expect you to be of the age where you can smoke, but don't want to smoke cigarettes. Pretty much the intention. It's the same thing as fidget spinners. They were designed to help people, and then they became a fad that got annoying after a while. Therefore, reducing the quality of the product to people. It's over here. It's interesting that I can go here.
What a lovely house plant. I get it. Who brought the marshmallows? Because I'm bringing the fire. Like that? You have some more. Swing and a miss.
fight's gonna take a bit.
Pretty sturdy. Some spots in the top.
Charge it up. I don't see why anyone would smoke around people who don't. Personally, I smoke. Don't recommend anyone should. But if it feels such a compelling urge to have a cigarette, I remove myself from the group at the very least. I would stand a bit away. But see, that's the problem, though, is that, like, you can only limit... You can only complain so much about when someone smokes in certain situations. But it's like, you know, a lot of people smoke while they're walking. And it's like the people who end up walking behind them or past them basically have to just deal with that until they end up going opposite directions. There's just no winning, honestly. You know? I mean, most people do separate themselves to have a smoke, and those who don't smoke, who choose to hang out with them, that's their choice, right? But, you know, it's, smoking's never going to go away. The only reason why I'm open to vaping is because, one, it's, yes, it does have you can create, like, massive clouds with it, and it can get a little obnoxious, but the thing is that you can get, like, flavor so that it can smell nice. It can, you know, be nice to be around, and it's not like, and it's like, unless the person's obnoxiously blowing it in your face, there's no reason as to why you should hate it. And third, you don't have to worry about any secondhand stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, to me, I can still deal with someone who smokes a cigarette. I'm just saying that between a cigarette and a vape, I would rather choose a vape any day. But I'm not a smoker, so I don't know what it's like for people who do. So I can't really speak for anybody. This is just from my thoughts and opinions from the knowledge I have. But from what I'm understanding, from how the world is right now, neither are okay. So
I'm taking this back.
I don't think you can ban it, because in the same area, though, much smaller repercussion. Chocolate is bad for you. If you ban smoking because it's bad for you, it just opens a rabbit hole. But the thing is, though, is that with chocolate... yeah, chocolate is bad for people, but the thing is, though, is that you can't potentially harm someone else
For us up ahead.
with it.
Try not to get us killed on the way there.
Unless they're allergic and you try to force feed them chocolate. And at that point, that's just straight up murder. Honestly, smoking, to me, I've looked at the same way as alcohol, in that you ban it, it's just, people are still going to get their hands on it. There's just no point. It's never going to stop. It's the same thing with alcohol. Like, for years in history, the world has been trying to get rid of alcohol and drugs and all that jazz, but it's like, you ban it, so what? People are just still going to bother... People are still going to bother and go out of their way to get it, even if it's not through legal means. There's just no escaping that. Always bet on red. Imagine that court case. Yeah. Yeah. So... We just live in that world. And the thing is, though, is that, like, there are a lot of people who still smoke today who don't do vaping because they don't like how much of a hipster thing it's become and how it's become a fad.
That's it.
Even
Four
though
wheels from here.
they can get a vape that has exactly what
Yo, yo, yo.
helps them relax from a cigarette, which is the nicotine, and not have the massive repercussions that a cigarette can have, but apparently it's... I don't know the details. True, cannabis is illegal here. Doesn't stop a large percentage of people using it. Exactly. But that's just it, though. Cannabis is a whole different issue altogether, because with cannabis, the only negative repercussion is that you experience a high. That can make you hungry, maybe tired, or whatever. It's basically a high that puts you in a relaxed state. But it's also medically beneficial. You can't say the same for cigarettes, and nowadays you can't say the same for vaping either. So, if anything, cannabis is in a whole different league on its own because it can actually save people. It can actually help. And the only reason why people are against it is because it smells bad. They don't like the idea that it's called a drug, yada yada yada, even though whenever you're prescribed medication, chances are it's a drug that you are taking. But because it's not from a pharmacy, people consider it to be a bad thing. That's why over here in Canada it is now legal, is because we see the benefits it has, and there's no point in keeping it illegal because people are getting their hands on it anyways. And before it became legal, we already had like public shops where you could go in and buy it. I mean, I don't do it just because I'm not interested. But if I was put into a position, like say I had some sort of medical issue that could be solved by taking cannabis, I would by all means do it. You know what I mean? It's proven that smoking is a stress reliever and improves focus. It's just the negatives far outweigh the positives. Exactly. It's like, yeah, it helps, but it's also killing you on the inside. And now apparently they're saying the same thing with vaping. So there's just no winning when it comes to smoking. Unless cannabis becomes legal in other places and then people can smoke that instead. But you can't do that at work. That's something that you can pretty much only get away with doing in the privacy of your own home. So there's just no winning with society. There really isn't. And I feel bad for those who just want a stress reliever, you know? It's why if you smoke and go to a doctor for depression, they almost will never suggest quitting, and if they do, they are a bad doctor. Well, that's just it. Normally what a doctor would do is, if they think that you shouldn't smoke, then they would prescribe you something that can... They would ask you to try something else. They wouldn't force you to give up smoking altogether, but they would maybe try to see if they can find an alternative for you that's a better option. That's the best they can do. But yes, you are absolutely right. They are a bad doctor if they try to make you quit what is helping. That is for sure. Let's see here. Morrison's letter. It's been a good 30 years since I last wrote something like a letter. Don't have a typewriter or nothing, so unfortunately you're stuck with my shitty handwriting for now. I heard you're heading back to Redgrave. Wasn't sure exactly what I could do for you. I'm not a powerhouse like you or the sharpest knife in the drawer. Still, given my business, the least I can do is get you a few leads. Can't say exactly how useful they'll be to you, but hey, gotta be better than nothing, right? So the first time I met Dante, he actually went by a different name, Tony Redgrave. Bet that got your attention, huh? Tony Redgrave, Redgrave City. Just a coincidence or something more? I honestly can't say. Still, figured if you're heading in that direction, you might be able to learn the truth yourself. That's why I've decided to tell you everything about the Dante I know. It ain't every day that I just give this stuff away, boy. You best be grateful.
Hey, we doing
Moral
this
is,
or
don't
what?
smoke if you can't avoid it. Exactly. There are always other options for stress relief. Don't feel like smoking is the only choice you have. You know? There are plenty of things that you can do for stress relief or helping with your focus, stuff like that. There's always something that can help you relax. So don't go thinking smoking is the best choice. Try some other things first before you decide. Because for me, I can't in good conscience do it. I can't. Press L2 immediately after an attack. Oh, that's how they do it. But you have to have max for the Exceed mechanic. Gotcha. Ooh, yes, I should learn that. Okay. How many do I have with the double breakers? Buy a Buster Arm. I should be good for now. We'll use Nico's recommended set. And then we'll edit it further because I have space for a few more. Punchline, and let's do a Helter Skelter. Yes. Well, that's a little dark. I'm very... it's kind of sad to hear that. But I get it. I get what you're saying. I guess one of the things I should definitely say, though, is that for me, it's... I'm always open to talking to people when they're having a rough time. I mean, there's probably not much I can really do to help with the situation, but I can at least lend an ear if someone ever needs to vent.
Catch it.
Yeah, if, you know, if anybody watching ever feels like they don't have anyone to go to, shoot me a DM. I'd be happy to hear what your troubles are and maybe give you some ease of mind.
What a mess.
Alright. So what do we got? I'm joking. It's just a funny way to try and rationalize it to people. I see. I understand. That was actually really cool what I did just now. Did nobody tell him about running with scissors? Freaking Nico. Comments. Alright. For the record, some of the enemies you've been seeing me fight, like the one with the giant scissors, and there was that one that was floating, and the heavy berserker looking guys, those are normally like halfway to late game enemies.
Something to this place.
That's how much of a jump in difficulty it is once you beat the game once. You unlock this one.
Making it easy for me, huh?
Alright. There we go. Do they add new enemies, or is it just harder enemies earlier? So far, from what I've seen, it's just harder enemies earlier. There are other types of enemies that we have yet to run into yet, so I can't really say for sure. I've only done the one playthrough of Devil May Cry 5, and then I played the tutorial just to see what the tutorial is like on a harder difficulty. So I think it's just the same enemies, it's just you'll encounter them in different orders. Like, this is when we first get introduced to these guys, but we fought them in the very first mission. Like, we have yet to actually get to the part where they introduce this creature. Okay. So far, so good. And I do apologize if I end up getting quiet during fights, just because I'm trying to focus. Now that I'm playing on a harder difficulty, and I haven't played since shortly after it came out. So, just trying to get back into the flow that I had. I'll take that. Thank you. And when you see the starring, that means the other player has begun their part of the mission. Whoa, what happened there? Hey, get back here. Oh, I missed. Oh, I like that. God damn it. Okay, so it basically puts my sword into like an overlimit state. I'll have to keep that in mind. I actually didn't know that's what it did. Okay.
Looks like I'm gonna make it there before you do, V.
He's not because the other player V's not standing where the camera was where the camera expects him to be. That's pretty funny. He just zoomed in on the floor and I was just like, I'm gonna beat V to it, huh? And I'm just thinking to myself, wait, where's V?
Trying to stop me. Oh, whatever shall I do? Huh. Yeah, I can make this work.
But honestly, I do love the simultaneous missions thing that goes on in this game. It's just a lot of fun.
Should have just hacked my way through.
Because, like, you can see, like, another player in the middle of their cutscene and stuff like that. It's actually pretty neat.
He doesn't seem like a demon to me.
A Gerbera, okay.
Wait, which way did I come from again?
Why, hello there. Yeah, my other favorite thing about this game is the fact that they used past enemy types that they used in previous Devil May Cry games. Like, these guys are from Devil May Cry 3. They were basically your regular mooks for Devil May Cry 3. The praying mantis creatures are the new regular mooks for DMC 5. And then those scissor lady things are from Devil May Cry 1. However, the strategy to fighting them is completely different. that? What's over here? Oh. Die. Thank you. I need all those orbs. Well, I actually don't, because it's New Game Plus, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I need to go this way, this way. Da 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 da. I'll take that, thank you.
Got a little something for it.
There we go. Progress.
That was the floor's fault, not mine.
That was the floor's fault, not mine. Wow, I can't believe I actually missed this. Can't believe I actually missed the opportunity to get that. I think that was my biggest struggle when I was playing this game, was I was having trouble finding those type of items to upgrade my stuff. I ended up relying more on the purchases in the shop than actually finding like fragments. So I'm probably going to be utilizing a lot of situations where I can explore. Wait, is there... No, there's not a path down there. Okay. Well, that's not very nice. I actually wonder, because I'm basically doing a new game plus, can I still get the upgrades from doing missions I already did? Or will I just be given a huge amount of red orbs? So this is also going to be partially a learning experience during this playthrough. There we go. Okay, yeah, it's just a bunch of orbs. I mean, that's not bad or anything. All right. Cue the enemies. Wow, so much is going on, I'm having trouble keeping track of it. Well, I wasn't able to keep it a double S. Oh well. It gets really hard. It's like, you can get to an S rank, no problem, but it's like maintaining it and getting higher up is really hard to do.
I'm getting really sick of this stupid tree.
Oh, whoops, didn't mean to activate that. Do all the D-pad buttons do this? Yeah, I guess they do. Ooh, punchline. Yes, please. I like this one. Oh, because I ain't going up there. Wow, so getting beat while you're down type of thing. That was hilarious.
Oh man, getting sick of this.
Oh, wow. I didn't think it was going to be that powerful. So it was basically just a giant rocket fist. Oh boy. And this is where we get introduced to these guys. Brutal berserkers. Oh, dang it. No! There we go. Oh, man. You know, I've been actually thinking about this a lot, but we're only halfway through the year. There's already been so much drama. Like, too much of it, honestly. I don't know if anyone's been following any of it, but I have. Not the healthiest thing for me to be obsessed with, honestly. But it's like I'm very curious as to how it's all gonna end.
I guess the phone still works.
Took you long enough, dumbass. What happened to the third ring rule?
Tell you what, you call me from now on, and I'll hustle on over.
Wait, what does that say? All that is necessary for evil to succeed is that you do not stand up and fight. Oh. What's... Huh.
There's no such thing as too prepared.
Alright. Let's see here. Any items? No, I pretty much sold out of all of these. Well, let's buy a bunch of devil breakers. I'm gonna do bulk. There we go, we've bought a decent amount of devil breakers. And I didn't equip any of them. That's okay though. I can still make this work. Actually, I should equip some. Because I'm doing a harder difficulty, the more prepared I am, the better.
Hey,
Okay. Equipment. Yeah, sure. We'll use Nico's recommended. Why not? Alright. Up. And away. Here's a fun little scene.
Somebody call a doctor?
I wasn't expecting any survivors.
Sorry to disappoint you. Hey, you happen to see a guy around here? About this big, uses a cane? I was supposed to meet him. Did you snack on him?
Your blood is a very precious sacrifice. Eating you would do me no good. I must have every last drop to rule the underworld as king.
King? You? I don't know. I mean, you're a big guy and all, but you seem more like a knuckle-scrapping fart in the wind than anything else. No offense.
Do you know who I am? I shall show you the wrath of the mighty.
Cool trick! Hey, do you do parties?
Alright. First boss fight of the game. Goliath. The one everybody saw in the demo
Yeah.
that
maybe I
E3
will.
showed.
Sorry, I'm about to sit. Out of the way!
The other thing, yeah, that's the other thing I like about this boss fight, is that it changes scenery as the fight progresses.
It's your grade. Jack it up all you want. Happy birthday! Now make a wish! All you!
Okay, gonna charge this up. Here we go.
Take your time! Oh.
Wow, I'm just unlocking trophies now. Oh, wow.
Says a mere demon. How about we wrap this up?
Whoa. Ow. Damn. I got wrecked. And down you go. Okay, that was a very close fight. I really shouldn't underestimate the fights, knowing that I'm playing on a much harder difficulty.
I curse my stars in bit of grief and woe. That made my love so high, and me so low. Little wanderer, I thee home.
Thought I was gonna have to pick you out of his, tummy teeth.
Pardon my delay. I was catching up on some reading.
Yeah, looks like a real page turner. So, think Dante's still in there?
If Urizen defeated him, then I expect he's not much more than Glyphod pollen by now.
What?
Glyphod. It's a tree that grows in the underworld. It thrives on human blood, and those whose blood it sucks, well, let's just say they don't turn out too well.
Well, in any case, we need to find out. If Dante's alive, we'll save him. If not, we don't.
Wait. First, we need to exterminate some Glyphod roots.
V, what the hell are you?
I know I'm late. Shut it! The roads were all clogged. Hey, you must be V, huh? Hey, you're gonna get that? Ding, 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 right by your feet. Woo-wee! I'm gonna make something amazing out of this.
Did you just sniff that? Do you have any idea where that's been?
Up your butt?
Focus on the mission.
All right. Not bad. Oh, brawn, no brains. That's actually a pretty sick shot. Oh man, I gotta do something about dinner soon. I'm hungry. All right.
I think we should split into 2 groups.
And cover more ground. Good idea.
Behold, my genius. Cash first.
All the materials I collected for your little pet projects don't count for anything.
My brilliant badass work is worth every dime, you know it.
Well, your quality control sucks ass, and you know that.
Or maybe don't let the demon smack you around so much.
Whatever.
I am truly gifted. It's a work of art.
Oh, so you're an artist now, huh?
Yes, I am. Got any questions, little chicken? My grandmother was called the 45 caliber virtuoso, legendary gunsmith. I hope to be like her someday, an artist and a lethal artisan. Everything I create is art, whether it's a gun or a steel pot to cook herbs in. Any more questions? Huh? Little cheeky.
I'll take my leave now. And if I don't see you along the way, I'll see you at the bottom of the Clyphod.
Sure. What are you gonna do?
I gotta shake the cobwebs out. I'll let you know. Hey, you got any more questions? Better ask it now. I can't read minds. Ooh, well, yeah.
All right. For now, I'm not really going to be purchasing any upgrades. Mainly just because I don't feel the need to right now. I've got a pretty decent moveset going on with Nero. I am going to upgrade his stuff eventually. I'm just working towards some stuff. I'm going to try to see if I can maybe get the 1 million red orbs total achievement.
All right, move out. So much for teamwork.
Such goofballs.
Use the wire hook to your advantage, unless you want to stretch your arm out.
Oh yeah, the Pyro Bats. I haven't been playing and just got to the name for the group. The first thing that comes to my mind is Death Watch. What, for the Phantom Thieves? Alright. Nice. I'm glad to hear you found the motivation to keep playing Persona 5, now that you're not distracted by other stuff anymore.
Think I'll handle the closer one first. Gotta start somewhere.
Hey look, there's the other player. Oh. Nice. Did I just deflect that projectile back at him? Pain in the ass. I think that's my favorite thing. Thanks to plot purposes and New Game Plus, Nero can now do whatever he was able to do in Devil May Cry 4. It's such a good feeling having the Devil Buster again. It really is. Oh, ragtime. Nice. Okay.
So this Clyfot. Screw it. We're taking this fucking thing down.
Alright. No problem there. That. Break that. I hope I didn't already miss the other player breaking the bridge. That'd suck. I love it when I first caught that. No, he already did. Okay. That was how I first discovered, like, what the co-op mechanic was. And I was, like, just awestruck that they have it set up that way. I still haven't been able to figure out how to get to there. My guess is that I maybe have to... It might have been that I needed to change my trajectory mid-air. That's probably what happened.
Oh, great. Now the roots are in my way.
Whoa! Somebody say super gators? Indeed. That's what I should be using for my combos. probably would have helped me get a triple S.
Roots have to be coming from somewhere.
Oh, right! And before I forget... There you are. So yeah, I now have a new Strawpoll set up, new list, updated list. Feel free to cast your vote. In the last Strawpoll, it was a tie between Devil May Cry 5 and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. Talk about a chatty Cathy. There we are. So I'm curious to see who will win the Strawpoll this time. There. Whoa. Alright, easy peasy. And I will be posting the link to the Strawpoll in the Discord server as well, so that way those who don't usually catch my streams that often can still cast a vote.
Bingo.
And then that way everybody's happy. And here's where we get introduced to this enemy.
want me to follow you? No way, asshole. You bring that shit to me.
Gotcha. That's actually a lot of fun doing that. Yeah, now that I have the Devil Buster back, it feels really good to play as Nero even more. Nero's already a ton of fun.
Got a little something for you.
Give me the Buster Arm. Hope I screwed that up. Yeah, let me try this. There we go.
Without strength, you can't protect anything. I know that.
Okay,
You're up, Nico.
I freaking love how she always manages to get to where you are. It's just too funny. Artemis.
What? No chit-chat or monologue? Just getting right to the point, huh?
Yuck.
Steam. Something different about it.
There we go. Second boss done. Whew. Wow, I get too quiet when I'm focusing on boss fights. Dear Lord. I'm like talking nowhere near the amount I was talking when I was doing the boss fight in when I was doing boss fights in Dark Souls. Fan service.
It's Lady.
You know her?
From my gunsmith days.
What?
Can't believe you do this to Kyrie. I'm gonna have to tell her, man. I'm joking. Hey, loosen up your jockstrap.
Haha.
Don't do anything I would do.
Kitty would kill me right now.
No place for a lady. Sounds about right. Yeah, alright. Stylish, why not? Alrighty. Now, Devil May Cry 5 is a much shorter game. It's pretty short. In comparison, I'd probably say about as long as an Uncharted playthrough. Maybe even faster with the tools at my disposal. So, we're going to be cutting this game into multiple sessions.
But for now, we have a more pressing engagement.
Because I believe there's 15 missions. I'll use the EX costume. Something like that. So yeah. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna call it quits here. It's just because I gotta eat. I'm hungry. And you'll probably also see me streaming at night. The only reason why I'm streaming right now is mainly just because I work tomorrow, so I don't really want to be streaming past midnight. So yeah, so for those of you on Twitch, there's the link to the Strawpoll. If you haven't voted already, make sure you do so. Have yourself be heard. For those who are watching this on YouTube, in the description of the video, you will find the link to the Strawpoll page, so you can also cast your vote. I'm curious to see what the next winner will be. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next live stream session. Until then, take care, everybody.